Hey everybody, welcome to the second part of the story of Kel'Thuzad. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you do, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Now, let's get back into the video. After Arthas led the attack on Dalaran and killed Antonidas, the book was retrieved and Kel'Thuzad began the lengthy summoning process. With Arthas defending him from the many attacks of Dalaran and the Kirin Tor, when all was complete, Archimonde stepped through the portal and was free to act according to his plans. His first act was to promote Tychondrius to the leader of the Scourge, rendering Arthas and Kel'Thuzad of little use. However, Kel'Thuzad was confident in the Lich King's grand design and disappeared amidst the chaos of Dalaran's destruction. He told Arthas the final part of the Lich King's plan, then teleported him to Kalimdor.
Come forth, Lord Archimonde. Enter this world and let us bask in your power. Tremble, mortals, and despair. Doom has come to this world. You have done well, little Lich. My plan worked perfectly.
Lord Archimonde, all the preparations have been made.
Very well, Tychondrius. Since the Lich King is of no further use to me, you Dreadlords will now command the Scourge.
As you wish, Lord Archimonde.
Soon, I will order the invasion to begin. But first, I will make an example of these paltry wizards by crushing their city into the ashes of history.
This has got to be a joke. What happens to us now?
Be patient, young Death Knight. The Lich King foresaw this as well. You may yet have a part to play in his grand design.
Kel'Thuzad resurfaced as the Legion raked across the Plague Lands, and in the aftermath of the invasion, he remained in the capital city as one of the Lich King's lieutenants. Arthas had gone to Kalimdor on Ner'zhul's command to find the rogue demon hunter Illidan, leaving only Kel'Thuzad and the banshee Sylvanas Windrunner remaining in his stead. However, both knew that the Legion was defeated long before the Dreadlords who remained in Lordaeron did. Arthas returned in a fury and chased the Dreadlords out of the capital, and Kel'Thuzad was relieved to see him. With the Legion's generals gone, they turned to the human villages who were escaping to the mountain passes. Kel'Thuzad thought that perhaps they would be a fitting sacrifice to the Lich King, and led his necromancers into battle against the paladin Magroth the Defender and his men protecting the human refugees. But as they cut a swath through the human forces, Arthas suffered some violent seizures, and Kel'Thuzad considered recalling their forces. But the king forbade it, and they continued on their macabre mission. In the aftermath, Arthas received a vision from Ner'zhul, who told him to return to Northrend.
The pain is unbearable. What is happening to me?
Danger draws near. Power is fading. Time is running out. King Arthas, do you need assistance?
No, the pain is past. But my powers are diminished. Something is terribly wrong here.
Shall we recall our forces?
No, I will finish the hunt. We'll solve this mystery once our business is done. At last, the Alliance is finished. Once we round up the last stragglers, we should be... Not again.
It is I, the Lich King. Danger draws near the frozen throne. You must return to Northrend immediately. Obey. My king, you are not well.
Take me back to the capital. I have a long journey ahead of me.
Kel'Thuzad immediately prepared for his departure, but they were abruptly ambushed by the Dreadlords and separated. The Dreadlords unleashed their forces against Arthas, but Kel'Thuzad found his own way out of the city. He later came upon Arthas in the clutches of Sylvanas and her wicked banshees. She was about to strike when Kel'Thuzad unleashed his forces against her and her sisters. With the banshees dead, Sylvanas was forced to retreat. Kel'Thuzad then escorted Arthas to the shore, where he had prepared a fleet of ships for his departure. Arthas asked Kel'Thuzad, as his most loyal servant and trusted friend, To remain in Lordaeron and ensure that his legacy endured, Kel'Thuzad swore in what was left of his life to carry out that mission at any cost. While Sylvanas and her Forsaken claimed the Tirisfal Glades, Kel'Thuzad returned to the Eastern Plaguelands, which he ruled from the flying necropolis Naxxramas. He then created the Four Horsemen, which he considered as his greatest creation, and served as Kel'Thuzad's guards. Sapphiron also joined the Citadel to guard Kel'Thuzad's chamber. In Naxxramas, Kel'Thuzad appointed Razuvius as the trainer of the Death Knights. In the comics, we learn that after being manipulated by Sidon Dethrohan, who was possessed by the Dreadlord Balnazar, Renault Mograine betrayed and murdered his father, Alexandros Mograine. Renault slew his father using the Ashbringer, an act of evil that corrupted the sword. Collecting the body and blade, Kel'Thuzad transformed Alexandros into a Death Knight, the leader of his Four Horsemen. With assistance from members of the Argent Dawn, Renault's younger brother Darien managed to infiltrate Naxxramas and defeat his undead father, and then fled the necropolis with the Ashbringer. After conferring with Tyrion Fordring, Darien learned that his father's soul was trapped in the sword, and that only a great act of love could set it free. When Kel'Thuzad staged an attack on Light's Hope Chapel, Darien ran the Ashbringer through his own heart, sacrificing his life to release his father's soul. An explosion of light followed, which destroyed most of the Lesser Scourge, but Kel'Thuzad was unaffected. He reanimated Darien as a Death Knight. While his primary goal had eluded him, he was content to take Darien as his prize. In the Lich King's haste to spread the plague of undeath over Azeroth, he gifted Kel'Thuzad the flying citadel of Naxxramas, a horrific base of operations for the Scourge. Consistent attacks from the Scarlet Crusade and the Argent Dawn factions weakened the defenses of the floating fortress, enabling an incursion that led to Kel'Thuzad's defeat. He was ultimately defeated by a group of heroes from the Horde and the Alliance who took the fight to Naxxramas. But, as a Lich, he didn't die. He reformed using a magic item known as a phylactery. Had Kel'Thuzad's phylactery been destroyed along with him, he would have been defeated forever, but some things don't happen the way they should. The Argent Dawn reported that the phylactery did not reach their hands. A traitor among the ranks of the Knightly Order of the Argent Dawn absconded with Kel'Thuzad's cursed remains and fled to Northrend, where the fallen Lich could be reanimated. Kel'Thuzad once again returned, and again operated from his flying fortress of Naxxramas, now floating above the Carrion Fields in Dragonblight, in Northrend, besieging Winterguard Keep. When the phylactery was given to Father Montoy, it was not delivered to the Argent Dawn. His hoarding of the artifact, instead of destroying it or giving it to the Argent Dawn, allowed Kel'Thuzad to regain a corporeal form. Montoy appears to have been rewarded for this effort, as he is now a Lich himself, known as Talzan the Duskbringer, and located within Winterguard Mausoleum below Winterguard Keep. In Naxxramas, Kel'Thuzad appointed Baron Rivendare to replace Alexandros Mograine as the Fourth Horseman. In a manner very similar to how he was originally defeated, the champions of Azeroth once again stormed the Dread Citadel and defeated the Lich Lord one last time. Or did they? Kel'Thuzad did not have a phylactery on his person during the second defeat. His status remained unknown for years afterwards, but that was until Sylvanas opened a breach into the Shadowlands. Kel'Thuzad's soul ascended to Maldraxxus, where he quickly became a member of the House of Rituals. As a member of this house, he grew close to Margrave Sindain and eventually managed to rise as one of the barons of the house. Using his influence, he cast a shadow of doubt over the Margrave after the disappearance of the Primus, leading to Sindain taking his counsel above all others. This allowed him to manipulate the politics of Maldraxxus into working against the wishes of the Primus to turn the realm towards conquest, rather than defense of the afterlife. He was given the Medallion of Dominion by Sire Denathrius of Revendreth, allowing him to lead an army of unwilling citizens of Revendreth, and, if he had enough anima, even manipulate the very fabric of the Shadowlands. With the captive Kyrian bearer Thedrin as a sacrifice to become a key to places of great power, the anima secured from Revendreth, and the key reagent, a blade with Dominion runes from the Maw, Kel'Thuzad planned a ritual to free the jailer. When Kel'Thuzad's treachery was exposed to Margrave Sindain, he took her captive and declared himself the new Margrave. A coalition of Necrolord and Venthyr covenants confronted him at his necropolis, Exoramas, where he was draining the Margrave of her power. Among them was Kael'thas Sunstrider, who after all these years still seeks vengeance against Kel'Thuzad for his part in the destruction of the Sunwell, and Alexandros Mograine, who Kel'Thuzad had previously turned into a Death Knight of the Four Horsemen.
Interlopers, you will not escape your fate!
We are not the ones you need to fear, Kel'Thuzad.
Your cause is lost, usurper. Now you answer for your crimes against Maldraxxus and against me.
Foolish Margrave, your victory is a hollow one.
The medallion is ours. Let us return to Revendreth.
What? We cannot simply leave. Not while Kel'Thuzad yet lives. I will have vengeance for Silvermoon.
His fate is not yours to decide.
The Banished One calls you to his side.
The Medallion of Dominion was retrieved and Margaret of Sindain saved, but Kel'Thuzad escaped back to the Maw, and that is the last we saw of him. I'm sure we'll see more of him in future content updates, but for now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one in a few days. Peace out, guys. Bye.